Good evening, America, and welcome to our ABC News and New Year special. Looking back on the decade, and we'll be with you until that ball drops. To start off, I am Harry Rosen with your world news. A very tragic incident struck the nation on November 22nd, 1963. John F. Kennedy was assassinated, and 6 years later, he's still very much with us in our hearts. One of the most cherished presidents created the single image that all of America wanted to portray. Next, we will touch upon the Vietnam War. Americans were informed about the entering of the war on July 28, 1964. On August 2, 1964, the first missiles were launched and our country courageously began to defend ourselves against the Vietnamese. Many Americans were killed in this war, and it was very tragic to all of America. Lastly, our biggest advocate of the civil rights movement was shot and assassinated on April 4, 1968 by an anti-civil rights activist. Despite the setbacks, Martin Luther King still left a lasting impression on our nation. Most of you know him for his famous I Have a Dream speech in the front of the Lincoln Monument, and that speech made people realize the importance of freedom and the lengths he was willing to go to obtain it. On a lighter note, here's Lauren Zimmerman with The Sexual Revolution and one of the most influential concerts of the decade, Woodstock.
Thank you, Harry. Due to the invention of birth control, sex is now not only for reproduction, but for fun. This was also influenced by the growing popularity of mind-altering drugs such as LSD and marijuana. Feminists, gay rights activists, hippies, and many other influential political campaigners, this movement has become accepted and it has made for a much happier nation. One of the greatest music festivals of all time that occurred on August 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th of 1969 was Woodstock. Musical guests to appear included the Grateful Dead, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, The Who, Crosby, Still, Nash & Young, Santana, and Jefferson Airplane. Due to the excessive amount of attendance, this concert quickly became out of hand, with 50,000 fans supposed to come and over 500,000 that actually did come. It took place in Bethel, but was supposed to take place in Woodstock, New York, for the reasoning of the name. Now we have Carolyn Grafer coming to you with news on Weight Watchers, birth control, and Sesame Street.
Hello, I'm Carolyn coming to you with the news of the decade, including Weight Watchers first up. For all of my large and in charge friends out there, I got a helpful solution for you, Weight Watchers. An overweight woman from Queens named Jean Nidek came with an unhealthy obsession of eating cookies, courageously invented this innovative program. Her main goal is to keep these three phases a prominent point in her program: empathy, rapport, and mutual understanding. Overall, her discovery resulted in a whopping 70-pound weight loss, motivating the hungry minds of everyone. Next is birth control. This pill, invented in 1964, is a daily hormone pill dramatically lower the birth rate. This was especially necessary due to the sexual revolution. Women felt empowered by this pill now that they could control their own pregnancy. It is allowing hippies to have more sex. Lastly, I will be talking about the kids' television show that teaches kids a new way of learning in a fun and exciting way, Sesame Street. Starting only less than a year ago, Sesame Street has already made an impression on children that will carry on throughout the generations. With the main character of Elmo, a loving red furry puppet, ready to teach his viewers things like alphabet, numbers, and colors, kids find this show exciting and are always watching to learn more. Now to Liz Byrne with some exciting news.
Rolling!
Thanks, Carolyn. Today I will begin to talk about one of the biggest bands around, the Beatles. They are a huge hit in America, but first began their career in Britain. They are made up of four of the most talented musicians today: John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. We all heard of their hit songs, including Can't Buy Me Love, She Loves You, and I Want to Hold Your Hand. They have influenced other singers and bands of today. I don't think they could get any more popular than they already have. The Beatles will definitely go down in history. Next, one of the most historical events of the decade occurred in July 1969. Most of you probably know what I'm talking about: the first man on the moon. NASA tried multiple times to get humans to other planets, and it finally happened over this past year. The blastoff happened on July 16th with 2,000 pounds of thrust. Apollo 11 was not just a technological success story, but also a landmark in human history. Finally,
Finally, we now get to look back on our own city of Wayne, New Jersey. World War II made a tremendous change to Wayne. Bungalows were converted to year-round living residencies, and our city began to grow. The growth of Wayne now resulted in a new government of the decade. A mayor, council, business administrator type of government that was formed in 1962, as well as a postal service system. Now that is it, America. We looked back on the good times of the decade, and it is now time to enter a new one. We will count down with you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year and a happy new decade!
Woo! No, this is what it is. Listen, watch. Right, I'll teach you. Look at me when we're doing it, right? So I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, you have to get in.
7, 8.
Get in the frame.
All right, ready?
Music.
So, no,
1,
no,
2,
we're
3,
all
go.
gonna do the same dance.
Music makes me lose control. Music makes me lose control.
Raise the roof, raise the roof, raise the roof, raise the roof. Push up the sides, push up the sides. No on the floor, no on the floor. Peace, love, happiness. Peace, love, happiness.
Funny one.
Coordinated dance. We need a coordinated. Start. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I bet you guys will be
1, 2, 3, 4,
7, 8, Harry Potter.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, ready? Set and 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Sorry, Boober.
I'm not gonna twerk and work.
Yes, you are.
Twerk and work. That's going in.
Can we do that? You want it? Okay. Karen, you can go.
Alright, being about the kids' television show that teaches the kids a new way.
Harry!